Hey guys, how you been? I'm doing good. Today I took the day off to do a bunch of reviews, and today I am doing a review on Infini Rose by Maison Alhambra, which is a dupe of Atomic Rose by Infini Perfumes, if I'm not mistaken. Not Infini, by Initio Perfumes. By Initio Perfumes, if I'm not mistaken. This is a perfume that I've worn multiple times already. Let's take an initial sniff and then talk about it. So this fragrance gives you an initial punch of rose, citrus, just a little bit of citrus, and a lot of sugar from the very start. It doesn't really let up on that. It really hits that entire thing the entire time, so it's pretty linear. But to me, it's a beautiful scent. It is so good. It smells really nicely rosy and not in a way that smells funky to me. So when I wore this, I couldn't help but immediately compare it to Badil Oud Amethyst, which is another very rosy scent that I also believe is trying to be inspired by Initio Perfumes' Atomic Rose. And to me, this one beats the hell out of that one, at least in terms of wearability for me. I've worn this one at least 8 times at this point, and multiples of those times, it's not even for the review, it's just for me enjoying this scent. This smells so beautifully rosy, so sweetly rosy, and not in a feminine way, in a very gender neutral way, but it smells very, very good to me. It smells very alluring to me. It just smells very nicely floral. It's almost like you're carrying a bouquet of roses with sugar sprinkled on top and then maybe a sprinkle of lemon. It's very nice. It's a very nice, beautiful scent. I really enjoyed this one. It was very nice in terms of scent profile. But the only problem here is it's very linear. What you get at the beginning is what you get the entire time. So don't expect any evolution, don't expect any deepening, don't expect anything like that. It's really face value. What you get at the beginning is what you get throughout the experience. Now let me tell you what's included in this scent. The top notes are pink pepper, bergamot, and hedione. The middle notes are Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, and Egyptian jasmine. And the base notes are amber and Madagascar vanilla. And like I said, basically what I really get is some bergamot, some Bulgarian rose, and some sugar. I guess that's the vanilla kind of like making that sweeter, but to me, it just smells like a sweet, beautiful rose. This on Fragrantica has 4.34 out of 5 with 576 votes. So people are voting it very highly, even though it's not super popular. So it's pretty well regarded in my opinion. In terms of what people have been saying about it, in terms of the negatives, people have said that this doesn't last very long, which I don't really agree with. To me, this lasts the entire day. People have said that this is an artificial rose, that it smells very artificial. To me, this is the most photorealistic rose I've ever had, which boggles the mind when people say this is artificial. I'm wondering how many roses they smelled in real life, because to me this smells pretty photorealistic. Maybe with those added elements it makes it seem fake to them, but to me I can like pinpoint rose, citrus, and sugar, or vanilla I guess you could say. And then people are also complaining that it might be a little bit overwhelming in a certain sense. So I think it might be overwhelming in a certain sense, because if you smell it too much, you might just be an overwhelming bomb of rose. I get that. The positive comments on this are that this has pretty good projection, which I agree with. People say that it's pretty elegant. I also agree with that. And that it's pretty unisex, which I also agree with. So these 3 positives I agree with, and the negatives I have kind of my issues on. I honestly believe that this is a great scent. As I smell it again, as I try it again, as I've tried it multiple times, this is one of my favorite go-tos. When I just want to feel unisex but flowery, this is one of my favorite go-tos. This is like a walking bouquet of flowers. I really, really like this. This is rose to a T. If you want a rose scent, a centered rose scent, this is it. And I thought I hated rose until I tried this. This is a very rose-centered scent, and I really enjoyed this. That's my thoughts on this. This is a great rose scent. If you're a fan of rose, you should definitely pick this up. What are your thoughts, guys? Did you pick this up? Have you tried this? Were you turned off by rose scents because of Badil Oud like I was? Let me know. Remember that scents are subjective. What I like isn't necessarily what you like. And always remember to smell your best. See ya.